everyone. We are live. Welcome to Money Monday, and welcome to the soft launch of a product that promises to be a blockbuster. My name is Margie Aliprandi, and we are so excited to share this new product with you. And you might be asking yourself the question, why on earth would they share a blockbuster product with us prior to an event when the event is just a month away? Well, let me tell you why. First of all, we're very excited to get this product in your hands because we already know what the impact of this product is going to be. Number two, it's ready. So why not? Number three, we have three other products that we're going to be launching at the event. Number four, we want testimonials. And number five, and most importantly, we want to give you the longest runway possible as we enter what is the biggest season for volume and growth in our profession of the entire year. I mean, other than us in November, right? But these are the reasons that we wanted to bring this to you right now. And so as we bring up the slides, drum roll, please. Something new and very exciting is coming. Next slide. So, Nueva Elevate, my friends. Mental flow, less noise, elevated performance. Now, when you first hear about some of the benefits or the outcomes from this product, you're going to say, wait a minute, less food noise. Well, we've got that with Nueva Body. Or when you hear mental clarity and focus, you're going to say, wait a minute, we already have that with Nitro. But my friends, this is entirely different because it's working through a different mechanism. For example, Nueva Body works from the body to the brain, from the body up. What Elevate does is works from the brain down, brain to body. So think body, body to brain, and think elevate, brain to body. Next slide. So Elevate supports three interconnected systems. Number one, the mind. Number two, metabolism. Number three, resilience. So the mind, it's going to support mental flow, clarity, and organized thinking. For metabolism, it's going to hugely help support food awareness and just that steady energy throughout the day in terms of resilience, recovery, durability, and system stability. And so what you see here is that Elevate is a systems level performance enhancement product, not just a single outcome product. And so most performance products or performance systems, they try to push your system harder. Elevate removes constraints, it improves capacity, and it protects sustainability. So whereas other performance products will kind of push towards friction, Elevate actually removes friction. It upgrades your capacity and it protects longevity. Next slide. So how is Elevate different? What makes it unique? Number one, it isn't about more stimulation. More stimulation. It's not about more pressure. It's not about more willpower. Instead, it's about focus that feels easier, decisions that feel lighter, energy that feels more steady, and performance elevates without the burnout. So not a stimulant, it's not a neurotransmitter. It works by supporting the infrastructure of cognition rather than at the neurotransmitter level. So let's talk about the individual ingredients first. Next slide, first ingredient. You guys, oh, I'm so excited to share this with you. So first of all, tesofensine. What is it? It is a small molecule. It's not a peptide. It is, and I'm going to say this, it's going to feel sciencey for you, but I'm going to break it down and explain it, okay? It's a monoamine reuptake inhibitor. So a monoamine is just simply a type of neurotransmitter. Like, for example, it's a category definer, right? Monoamine, like berries and then a strawberry, right? So what we're working with here, the key monoamine transmitters that we're working with are serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. So neurotransmitters now, they're just chemical signals that communicate from the brain to all of the cells in the body. And usually when that communication happens, very quickly that signal is kind of taken up to the original cell. And what tesofensine does is it strengthens the signal so that it hangs around longer. See how this is just working with your natural systems already, but strengthening them and improving the signal that would otherwise reuptake fairly quickly. So, after neurotransmitters send the message, typically they get absorbed quickly. Because of the tesofensine, they do not. They hang around a little bit longer. Let's talk about, well, let's just read the slide as well. It supports healthy appetite awareness, helps reduce everyday food noise. I'm so excited for you to hear some of these testimonials. And it supports metabolic pathways that are already associated with steady energy. Next slide. Next ingredient, dihexa. So this one is known it's researched for mental clarity, cognitive support, and what's really important about this ingredient is that it can cross the blood-brain barrier. And what is it? It's a small peptide. And so it supports learning and capacity and memory formation and cognitive resilience, neuroplasticity, as it were. And it supports even the formation of new neural connections. So it helps the brain build more roads rather than trying to push traffic through the existing neural highway. Does that make sense? Can you see how this is not a push, but how it reduces friction, which is really different in this classification of products? Next slide, please. BPC 157. You already know about this one, and I'll give you just a little context of how we're using it in this formula. As you know, BPC 157 supports tissue repair, and it supports tissue repair quite rapidly, actually. It also influences angiogenesis, which helps with or supports the formation of blood vessels, and it supports gut-brain axis integrity, and also it supports a healthy inflammatory response, growth factor signaling. So it overall supports systemic resilience. Next slide. Now, we're going to be diving into this a lot more deeply next week when I'm with Dr. Lynn. But when you fully understand the synergy of each one of these individual ingredients and how they interplay with each other to shore up the full experience. Like if you just want to think of a few words, I would think capacity, I would think resilience, I would think clarity. When we think of the synergy of these ingredients, it's going to support appetite awareness and mental focus. It's going to support mental clarity and cognitive adaptability. And it's going to support daily resilience and system balance. Next slide, please. And now you're going to get to hear from some people that have already sampled the product, that have been taking it, and you're going to get to hear firsthand what they actually experience. So, can we pop down the slides and can we bring in Ashley Dawes, first of all? Hi, Ashley. How are you today?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I understand that you've already had your Elevate.
Oh, yes.
And
I'm
did you
sick.
say you took two? You
Yeah,
are
I did. That
insane.
that was my first time. It was my first time. Yes.
Okay, well, all right. So we're testing this product as we speak. Um,
Okay, yeah. So I'm
so would
super
you
pumped.
share your experience, please?
Yeah, okay. You guys are gonna love this. I literally I feel like it's the most powerful if you have like tried everything to drop weight, you're doing, workouts, you're doing a specific nutrition plan, maybe you're following the 4-4-12, but like the cravings take over and maybe you don't have a lot of energy. This is 1,000% for you. So I actually got a bottle at our last meeting, the Wave meeting, and they gave it to me and they were like, just take one a day, or she just said just take one anytime during the day. Like that was it. I'm like, okay, I have this bottle, I don't know what to do with it, so I took one and then I put it in my pocket. And then I think I was wearing like the same overcoat the next day, and there was like six of us sitting around the table, and I pulled it out and I'm like, oh look, I have this. So I pour it in my hand and I pass it out, everyone takes one, and we all just like popped one, we were having a good old time. A couple hours later we went to bed, and I woke up and I had two text messages first. Okay, two text messages. And they were like, what did you give me last night? That was amazing. I slept so good. I had tons of energy. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what it is. It'll
What
be
it
coming
is?
sometime, right? And then, so I'm like packing up everything. We're leaving that same day. And I come out of the elevator. And then another person within that group was like, Ashley, what was that? I have to have that. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. We all just took it. I don't know what it's coming. Like I had my bag packed away. My Uber was there. So like, anyway, so three people, it was literally like 50% of people were like, hey, what is it? I have to have it. So I went home, put everything up, found the bottle, put it up with, all the other stuff. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't see any value around it. So I was like, yeah, I'll figure it out later. Then I see John posting, hey, we have a product coming. And I'm like, oh, I have that product. I need to go try it. So I got consistent and I only took one. I only took one every day for 5 days. And I wrote Tim Housden at the end of 5 days. And I'm like, I have dropped 6 freaking pounds in 5 days. I'm like, oh, what is this stuff? Like, I have so much energy. I no longer need naps. Like, you think, oh, you're kind of crazy. I have two of these bad boys in me right now. Okay, so we have an event coming next week. I'm going to be in a bikini, and I'm like, let's just accelerate this stuff. But you guys, I love it. I'm obsessed with it. If you have sugar craving issues, like me, and if you need energy during a day without wanting a nap, you're going to be obsessed. Everybody needs to get like, go ahead, grab yourself like a 4 month supply. Like, it's going to be amazing.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Ashley. I love that story. What I also love about us is same thing. I was given some, right? And I didn't say, what is this? I just simply took it, right? Like that's how much trust I have when someone hands me something in this company. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing that experience, Ashley. You guys
Yeah.
show some love to Ashley in the chats, huh? How amazing is that testimonial? 6 pounds in 5 days, 5 pounds in 6 days. Amazing. All right, let's bring in Michelle Churchill Dvorak.
Hi, oh my
Hi, how are
goodness.
you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm
Hello.
so excited, you guys. Oh my goodness. So,
Yeah.
Margie, can I jump right in about my
Yes, please share
experience?
your experience.
All right, guys. So we know that Michelle has some serious ADHD, right? Like it's crazy because it started to actually affect my life. And about 6 months ago, you'll never believe it, I was put into the doctors and they talked about Adderall. And I'm like, what? You would think opposite for me. I'm very already high energy. And I'm like, okay, well, it's really starting to affect, my overall life with Bella being in cheer and I'm showing up late and all these things are happening. So I did it and I tried and I had a very bad reaction to it. And I got off of it. And then they recommended something called Vyvanse. And I'm like, okay, well, if you think this is going to be better, it made my body react so bad that I should show you a picture. I had zits and pimples all over my face, everywhere, like my face, my back. I've never broken out, but I talked to other people who were using it for attention disorder that said that they just went and got like topicals or got medication to help with their acne. And I'm like, I don't want to be on seven other different things. And then at the event, Someone came up to me and was like, Michelle, and they put it in my hands. And I'm not even kidding you. Like the clarity that I had when it comes to attention disorder, like I started being on time. I started putting things in my calendar, waking up and looking in my calendar. No, like rushing feeling. My sleep didn't change. So overall, for me, it was the clarity, but it's also the food noise when you see food. See, when food's in front of me, even if I didn't like want it, when you look at this, I'm not going to say I felt nauseous, but I felt a level of like, seriously, I don't want to eat that because I feel like when I ate, I'm full and I'm satisfied. And I'm usually the one, if you know me, I finish all of my meals, even if it's a salad, like, oh, but it's all salad. And now literally every single meal that I have, like even with I have my husband will have like, I'll have something. He's like, what is going on? And I didn't really need to lose weight, but I went from 151 all the way down. Now last week I was 141 and I didn't need weight to lose. So not only am I experiencing massive amounts of being more focused and clarity and on time for my family and for my child, but also like I'm not putting extra food into my body that my body didn't really need. But Margie, as a fitness instructor, the BCP 157 or whatever is inside of it helps so much with inflammation in bones and joints. And I've seen tremendous difference teaching classes with that as well. So maybe my muscles were holding on to more water and it's improving
Yes,
from that.
yes, yes. Amazing. Thank you so
Yes.
much for
You're
sharing
very
that.
welcome.
Appreciate you being here. All right, now let's bring in Tony Zolecki.
Hey
TZ,
Margie,
bring
how
the
you doing?
baby.
Awesome.
Share your
I'll tell you
experience.
this, Margie, I got a bottle at our last event and I took, me, I'm like, I gotta have one. I gotta have a couple, right? And here's the best part of this is that you feel this product, like you feel it. And right away, like I was clearer, I was calmer, and it's crazy because you guys know my energy. I'm all over the place. I'm always thinking about stuff and but I'm really on this elevate. What's going on? It's nuts. Sarah's like, Tony, you know what's happening to you right now? And it's like I don't have this burnout feeling anymore with, all the stuff that I'm doing, all the places I'm going, all the things I'm thinking about, all the things I got to get done with kids and business. I used to always have that burnout feeling and just be all over the place. And now with Elevate, I don't have that anymore. Now, the food piece, you heard about the food piece, but let me tell you about the food piece. Like, talk about an appetite suppressant, how it curbs your appetite. Like, I used to eat a lot of food because I was bored, and you just grab stuff and just eat it because you're bored. Like, that's gone now. Like, there's no, you're like, I'm not even thinking about food now. I think about food a lot prior to Elevate, but now it's like, I don't think about food anymore and it doesn't like control me where I got to just have stuff. But here's the crazy thing, Margie. I'm making better decisions. So now I'm eating when I'm ready to eat, but I'm making better food decisions when I'm hungry and I eat. I'm not just grabbing all kinds of stuff and throwing it into my body. So that was the biggest thing. And then the last thing I'll say is the mental noise for me. I mean, I had no idea I had so much mental noise and all the stuff that, goes in and out of my head. And now it's just clear, calm. And Sarah's like, man, I like this part of you, Tony. This is really cool. So I can't say enough about it.
So more organized thinking. You're
Yep.
not the only one that said that. And Ashley does also, when we were talking over the weekend, said that she noticed she didn't crave bad stuff, like the junk
Mhm.
stuff, but she actually still had a very healthy appetite for healthy eating. And would
Correct.
you say that was similar to your experience?
Absolutely. And again, I was an eater, food's always on my mind. I'm eating out of boredom. I'm just grabbing stuff nonstop. But with this, it's like, I'm not even thinking about it. Sarah's like, we should eat. And then when you eat, like you're eating good stuff, and it's like you don't want to grab bad stuff and put it in your body. Like this part of it, Margie, is gonna be huge for people because there's so many people that they just can't figure out how to stop that part when it comes to
Yes,
food and
yes,
and we have Elevate.
yes, yes. Thank you, TZ. Show him some love in the chat, y'all. Are you loving these testimonials? Just so you know how much we love our nitro. because it's an immediate result product. Here you go again. An immediate result product, right? Like this is something you want to have, just like Ashley said, it was in the same jacket pocket that she had used the day before. This is something you want to keep on you because people, if you share it, will experience something right away and it's super positive. Okay, let's now bring on Dina Peacock if we can. Absolutely love your story, Dina. Can't wait to hear you share. So, you mentioned when we were talking over the weekend that you've struggled like your whole life with
Yeah, yeah.
um, trying to maintain your ideal weight, fighting against cravings, tried everything under the sun. So just jump in if you would, share your experience. When did you first try it? What was it like? How is it different from anything else you've experienced? Baby, take it away.
Okay. I'm so excited. I was so excited to talk to you guys. You notice they're bringing in the fat girl clean to back cleanup here. You notice that. That's because I'm going to give you the real lowdown because these people are already healthy. Like I'm trying to get there. So I'm at conference. So I'm just going to tell you the story. I'm at conference and I'm backstage. Tony walks up to me, which by the way, I've nicknamed him the left-handed shovel garbage disposal because he is a garbage disposal. And I he handed me this bottle and he said, "Here, do you want some of this?" And I was like, "Heck yeah. I don't even know what it is." And and he's like, "Oh, it's the new brain." And I'm like, boy, this is going to be exciting. Like, you know what? When you first hear brain, you don't think, "Ooh, gotta have it." Like I know it's good for him, but you guys get what I'm saying. So I get home with it and I've been taking it about 4 days. And I called Tony and I said, "What is this?" And I said, "My appetite is gone." Guys, I'm not telling you that it just curbed it for me. It literally turned it off. And as a fat girl, there you go, Ashley, there's your sandbag. As a fat girl, my whole life, I've tried everything under the sun. And let's go back to drop in the chat if you took diet pills. I mean, we're going back to Dexatrim. We're going back to phentermine, which is straight from the devil. And if your marriage survived it, drop some hearts because look, people got divorced over that because you literally would take. Now you didn't eat, but the side effects were horrid. And we're talking skin crawling, irritable, anxious, anxiety. We're talking just snap at people. And then you
And
came home.
not to mention, it took a huge toll on your heart, right? Like I remember
Exactly.
they had to
Exactly.
they took it off the market because
Exactly.
it was killing people, FYI. But that's how much people, that have
Thank
been
you.
burdened with, or jaded by so they just want a solution so bad.
Yes. Yes. So you come home the afternoon, and let me just tell you, your husband is the one who caught the brunt of it. I'm talking, wow. And so you turned in. I mean, I could feel my hair growing. I could feel my skin crawling. Like it was awful. But guess what? I didn't eat. So you paid the price. So the reason I'm telling you all of this is because when I took this product, first of all, uh, I'm like, now I'm not telling you to do this, guys. This is not healthy, but it would be 7 or 8 o'clock at night and I haven't even eaten and I haven't even thought about food. That food noise that controls your brain. Because look, fat people, they eat and they're already thinking about what they're going to eat next. So that's the way it is. And that it's like a chemical imbalance or something. I finally discovered I'm an emotional eater, but when that is relieved off of your brain and you're not thinking about it, you're not thinking about planning your life around food the way I always have. It was a miracle. And I'm not trying to oversell this. I'm not trying to hype this up. I'm really not. But for someone who has tried everything, for something to turn off here it is, for something to turn off your appetite without feeling any side effects is a dream come true. It is a dream come true. And so that's where I found this. Now, the other bonus is when I was taking it, I was working and I'm voice texting and I'm doing all this stuff, and words were coming out of my mouth, and I'm like, yes. I'm like, it was just landing, it was hitting. And I'm like, this thing's making my brain fire on a whole new level. And so that is why I'm so excited about this, because I know that I know that I know that this is going to help so many people, because I know I'm not alone. I know
Yeah.
I'm finally getting on track. And, you know, I'm sad I didn't have this earlier, but I'm glad to have it now. But guys, food noise is a real thing, and it is awful. And when your brain is free to think about other things, wow, just wow. And so I'm so excited for, I don't know if I lost weight or not. I still couldn't get past the fact that I didn't have an appetite. And so I'm sure that I did. I didn't, because I started taking them and I was so blown away with it. Then I started taking one a day because I didn't want to run out. I think I've got 4 left, and I hoard them and I hide them from. So
Hoard no more, my friend. Hoard no more.
yes, I'm a
I have
hoarder.
good news for you. I want to comment on something you said, because I think some people listening in, when you said you complete appetite was completely gone, that might be scary for some people. But
Yeah.
you guys, eating should be volitional, not reflexive.
Yes.
You should have the ability to choose when you eat. I have personally been intermittent fasting for about 8 years, and I choose when I eat, and I love food. But my body doesn't tell me in this moment, you have to eat, and you have to eat right now, and you have to eat this bad stuff.
Right.
So that's what you're explaining, that eating now is a choice. You might have to set an alert on your phone to
Literally.
remind you to do so. But if that's what it takes to put you in
Mhm.
charge of when you eat and what you eat, and it's happening naturally with your body, as Nueva Body works with the metabolic and energetic pathways, right? So it's working body to brain. This works brain to body within its natural function, just simply supporting it with more capacity and resilience.
Yeah, and so I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, so y'all can cut this part out if I'm not. But when I told you it was 7 or 8 o'clock, so first of all, now I keep protein bars and things like that in my car, in my purse, just because I'll just take a bite of something just to move on, because I know I haven't eaten today. And but at the end of the day, when I wasn't eating and it was 7 or 8 o'clock at night, what I want to say is there was no irritability. I was happy, but most importantly, like, the clues weren't there that my blood sugar was dropping or anything like that. I don't know if that played a role. Maybe Dr. Lynn can tell us about that. So I want to say that when I'm talking about that took the appetite away, it was to the point where it was not noticeable, because there was no blood sugar dropping and there was no irritability or any of those things. Hangry, none of that.
No, no hangriness, no
No
hangriness.
hangriness. No.
Yeah.
So I would just eat, a protein yogurt or something, just to have something. And so basically, I look at it this way, Margie. For how much of the world would you say has a problem with this? Well, I mean, it's on up there. Like,
Well, I mean, obesity in the United States is like 60+% of people that live in the United States. I mean, a
exactly.
lot,
That's a
high,
lot of people,
53,
y'all.
something like that.
That's a lot of people looking for this. I promise you. I promise you that they are. And so but don't forget, when there's the bonus part of all of this that we don't want to forget, is that it frees up your mind to do other things and think about other things. Like, when that's no longer the center of your brain, your whole life gets better, because you're able to focus on everything else without this constant noise poking at you saying, where's the chip and dip? Where's the ice cream? So, we're going out to eat Friday night. This is what I'm going to get. Like, we really plan that kind of stuff, because imagine you don't want something to be the center of your world. You find something to take that center of your world and shift it into what's more important and free your brain up from this. It's a dream come true. It's a miracle. And I cannot wait I cannot wait. 60% of the population, guys, how many millions and millions of people are like me? And so there you go. I could not be more excited about this. I've been waiting on this for a long time, just to be able to talk about it, to be able to say what, because I don't think it's a fluke or anything like that, that after 4 days when I called Tony, and he's, you know what Tony didn't mention is what he told me. He said, I have to take one a day because I'm not eating at all. He forgot. He told me that. And so again, we're not trying to say unhealthy food habits by any means, but now that it's not the center of my life, I
You've
can
removed an obsession. You've
remove that
essentially
obsession.
removed
Yes,
an obsession that
yes,
was consuming a lot
yes.
of mental bandwidth. That has now been freed up. Let me just say that I am a volitional eater and I get 100 grams of protein in every day while I'm taking this also. And I love the taste of food. It hasn't changed any of that. It just simply it puts you at the helm rather than you being at the whim of your thoughts. And I think I didn't even realize until I talked with you over the weekend how powerful that noise can be
Oh my gosh.
for some
It's
people.
exhausting. And I'll say this one last thing, Margie, because I just remembered this. You just talked about the taste of food. I don't know if this played a role or not, but the things that were normally really delicious to me were not. And I don't know
The
what role
junk
that,
stuff, right? The junk stuff.
yeah, yeah, like the things that I loved and that I would grab, I'm like, that just doesn't even taste good to me. I don't know what role this played with that. Maybe my brain is finally like, okay, we give up, like,
Organized
yeah,
thinking, organized thinking.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like your body is infinitely wise, but your brain was hijacking you on,
Mhm.
with the mental noise around food.
And I don't know if it helped me sleep or not, because I couldn't get past the appetite thing. So, that's where all my focus went. And the fact that I could feel my brain literally firing on a whole nother level. I was saying words and sentences and all these things that I'm just like, did that just really come out of
What
my
is
mouth? It
that?
was
What is
impressive.
this?
It was, what is this? Yeah,
Question.
yeah, yeah. So thank you so much. I can't
Oh,
wait to help the millions of people that we're going to be able to help.
yes, we are.
Yay.
Thank you, Dina. You guys show some love in the chat for Dina. Thank you so much. Um, so can you see what we have in our hands here? Nothing like this exists anywhere. We are addressing a brand new or a giant market with a brand new approach that hasn't existed before. Virtually everything in this space is based on stimulatory mechanisms, which are going to have a peak and a crash. Hence the emotion, the jitteriness, all of the things, and people are willing to go through that to achieve their ideal weight. Do you realize what we hold in our hands? Now, I know you're going to have a few questions, so let me answer a couple of those before we go to the slides where we show you how you can order this now. Please remember, this is social marketers only right now. We're not opening this up to customers. Um, and we'll be deep diving. I know you have so many questions. We're going to be deep diving into that with Dr. Lynn next Wednesday. So you're going to get all your questions answered. But let me tell you a couple of things first. This is one where you want to cycle. And the reason for that is not receptor fatigue, like you would be getting with the Nueva Body if you kept taking it. The reason for that is that we want it you want it to remain fresh, right? And to have the impact over a long period of time. And so, yes, this is one that you will cycle. One great way to think about this would be if somebody starts with Nueva Body, because I really believe, in spite of the fact, despite the fact that not everyone shed a ton of pounds right in the beginning, and we tended to position it in that category, that what Nueva Body accomplishes in terms of the mitochondria and just a whole reset is profoundly important. If someone were to start with Nueva Body, when they cycle off, Elevate would be a perfect thing to add in. Now, you can take the beauty all of the time. What I'm excited about is that I've been doubling up on the beauty because I want more BPC 157 and I want more copper peptide and I want more KP, right? So I've been doubling down on the beauty. And now I'm going to see how it plays out in what cadence works for me. And we'll go, like I said, into more depth. So when do you take it? You're going to take it in the AM, and you're going to take it on an empty stomach. Or if you tend to have, like if you get upset stomach when you take supplements, you might want to have very, very little food. So you'll either take it on an empty stomach or lightly fed with maybe a couple scoops of yogurt, right? Or a little bit of protein so that it's not completely coming into an empty stomach. If you tend to be sensitive, I have a very sensitive stomach. I take it on an empty stomach, no problem. Just this is like we're going to discover and develop a regimen around this that will be a bit individual, but also we're going to learn about this together. And I'm so grateful that we have Ashley and Michelle and Tony and Dina and others. There are others that have already got some good experience with this product. Gives us a lot of confidence. All right, so now let's talk about how you can get your hands on this product now. We're offering this only for 72 hours. That means right now, this is available. You can order it, subscribe and save at $189.99. So right there at the price point with Nueva Body, and or you can purchase it at a one-time price of $109.99. In Canada, that's $260.29 and $207.69. Keep in mind, this is 72 hours only. Wednesday at midnight Pacific time, this is going to be pulled down, right? And so we want you to experience it. And this is how you can access it if you want to get a single bottle. However, here is what I recommend. Next slide and drum roll, please. You guys, you can get this in a signature set. You can get a free nitro with it, and it brings the price in US to $449.99. That means you're getting it at $150 a bottle, right? So instead of $459.99 or $549.99, or in Canada $615.13 for the subscription price. 3 of these with a free nitro, or purchase the signature set one time at $753.49. 72 hours only, my friends. So let's bring down the slides one more time. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is really exciting, you guys. And this is what happens. A couple of things I want to point out. This is what happens in a company that is led by the field for the field. You kind of color outside of the lines, if it makes sense. You do, in fact, launch what could be the blockbuster product of the event prior to the event so that people can get the experience of it faster, so that when they're at the event and they get even more information, which you'll get some next Wednesday as well, so that you have a long runway to fly into this season with this product, and the price point, you guys, and the singularity of this. Anyway, really appreciative of Ashley and Michelle and Tony and Dina. Thank you so much for sharing your stories. Everyone, get this product, get this in your hands, get it on its way to you. Oh, and let me mention this. What I think could be optimal is getting the signature set. So you get three of them, getting the signature set on the 60-day subscription. So you'll get one now. 60 days later, you'll get another. Guys, this also is a product, and granted, it's a premium price product, but it's still one that you may likely want to sample out because of the impact that you feel with just one. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Here we go. Let's elevate. It is so aptly named Elevate, elevating performance, elevating capacity, elevating resilience. Let's elevate the world, my friends. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.